Like any other company in the world, the WWE has been forced to make changes in their business with the way the world has changed in the last couple of months. One of those changes happened early on when WWE released about 40 superstars and backstage personnel in March. One of those superstars was Drake Maverick, or as he was known in Impact Wrestling, Rockstar Spud. However, before all the releases were announced, Drake was planned to be a part of the Cruiserweight tournament in NXT. This made me believe that Drake was going to do his 3 matches and be done with WWE. That was not the case, however, since Maverick lost to Jake Atlas in his first match, but beat Tony Nese and Kushida in his final 2 matches. This managed to get him to the finals of the tournament by beating Kushida and Jake Atlas in the triple threat match, since all three had a 2-1 record by the end of the tournament. Even though he lost to El Hijo del Fantasma in the finals, he was offered a contract to stay in WWE by Triple H. After Maverick got a new NXT contract, he would then be in a segment with Fantasma in which it was revealed that it was Fantasma who kidnapped superstars Raul Mendoza and Joaquin Wilde a couple of months back. Which is cool and all, but it seems to me that Drake replaced Kushida in this story because if you remember, Wilde and Mendoza was both taken after a match with Kushida. So it would only make sense that it was actually Kushida that Fantasma should have betrayed and not Drake. So, in the span of 2 months, you only focus on one superstar that you released and not all of them, and then you replace the guy that was all set up to be in a storyline, but replaced him for someone who supposedly just got the job back. The way this whole storyline was handled was fairly poorly done and very disrespectful to the other wrestlers who were released by WWE. No matter what perspective you look at it from, it looks like a horrible thing that WWE did. Either they added Maverick's name to the list of released wrestlers and had their storyline planned out before the list even came out, or they saw the very touching video that Maverick released on Twitter, and believe me, it was very touching, and they made the decision to rehire Drake, and they all still made it into a storyline. If they went with the first option, then the fact that they made Drake act like he was in a very tough spot, when in reality, he was fine and still had a job when there were 40 other people who didn't have a job is really messed up on WWE's part. If they went with the second option, then they should have kept the decision to rehire him and just not mention anything about the situation and just have Drake go out there and wrestle his 3 matches, then do the contract signing like they did. If they wanted to do a storyline, then don't just have Maverick involved, have everyone you released involved, since you're paying them anyway for the first 30 days after you were released. Have Maverick lose his mind after losing his job in the tournament, and then the week after, have everyone who lost their job interfere in the final, or at least attack both wrestlers after the match led by Drake, and then you rehire anyone who wants to come back when the world is better than what it is now. Also, I don't blame Drake Maverick for this situation, because he was just doing what he was told. I think that whether it was Vince's idea or Triple H's idea, maybe it was both of their idea, I don't know, but whoever idea it was, they should be ashamed of themselves for how they handled it, and it should have been done much better and not disrespected all of these 40 people who WWE just released and not replaced Kushida when he was ready for that storyline. I hope everyone gets why I'm upset about this storyline, because it was a big middle finger to the fans and the wrestlers that was released, and Kushida.